Hello, guys. I am Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran. I'm here with a beautiful, lovely, sometimes she will make me a sandwich wife of mine, light of my life, Yanzi Lynn.
Hi.
And today we are here to talk about DC versus Marvel, the Avengers versus the Justice League of America in the name of George Perez. So let's get into it. So there was a bit of news a few months ago, at times really weird right now with the move and everything, but it was some news of George Perez, a situation with his health. He was, for reasons, very tragic. He was foregoing any type of treatments, correct, Yanzi?
Yeah, so George Perez has decided that instead of trying to battle an unwinnable fight, he's just gonna, let nature take its course, and he's just gonna try to spend the rest of his days with his family and his fans. He was quite specific about that. In fact, in the past few weeks, it has been nothing but a whirlwind of tours and visits and all that stuff. Quite unfortunately, because his health has taken a turn for the worse, they had to cancel his CGC signings. So, unfortunately, Perez himself has entered hospice at this point in time. And of course, we wish him and his family the best in this difficult time. And his fans, fortunately, are finally getting one of their requests answered. And that was initially when news first came out that Perez was suffering from cancer. A lot of fans immediately asked for the reprint of his JLA Avengers book that he illustrated. It was written by Kurt Busiek. So finally, it did happen. It was announced today that the Heroes Initiative will be doing a 7,000 copies print run of the JLA Avengers as a trade paperback. There's going to be some bonus material in there. Pretty much, I think a lot of people are just hung up on the 7,000 number at this point in time.
Right. Now, this is a super low number, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. If you guys can, please look down below, hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications as we do cover comic news. Now, what's interesting with this development in this book is there's a bit of a history here that really isn't public. And that was the fact that, from my understanding, this was a 4-part book, right? Initially, it was a four prestige format book, right?
Mm-hmm.
To understand the history of why there's bad blood between Marvel and DC on this book and it being reprinted, you have to first understand that not all of this is public. This was a 4-part book. And Marvel and DC had split up the cost of the book. Now, how that worked is, DC paid for 2 issues to be printed, and they paid the artist, and Marvel did the same. What happened is DC went first, then Marvel paid for the book on book 2, and then book 3, and then came book 4, and Marvel did not pay the print bill. And this was a feud that basically set Paul Levitz on fire, because DC, to finish up the series and get it printed, this event that had been advertised and everything, DC Comics ended up paying Marvel's bill, so to speak. Now, this is a story that everybody at DC Comics knows, and there was no other crossover between Marvel and DC after that. And this book has not been in print since, 2008?
So this series actually hasn't been in trade format since 2008. There was a very nice hardcover edition, but unfortunately, because all the stuff is out of print, I think right now, if you're lucky, you can find the hardcover version for a couple $100, maybe, if you're lucky.
This is really weird that DC Comics is the one leading the march for this to be in print. And why only 7,000 copies? If I had to guess, this was probably something set up by Marvel, because DC Comics, pressed forward with this, right, with Mary Javins.
Yeah, Marie Javins actually spearheaded the initiative to get the book reprinted. And I know we get hung up on the number 7,000, but at least George Perez is happy. He says, whatever it was that allowed this reprint to be released, I'm very grateful. And on behalf of the fans, all I can say is, well done, DC and Marvel. And of course, I'm so elated that all profits from this reprint are going to one of my favorite personal charities, i.e. the Heroes Initiative is getting all the profits, I guess. It's just quite tragic too, because the reason why a lot of fans were asking for the book to be reprinted was because they were really hoping that the money would go towards the Perez family. So if it goes to the Heroes Initiative, how much of it is actually going to be divided back down into the Perez family, I wonder?
Right. And this is a big sign and a wake-up call to a lot of fans. They're always looking for, maybe there'll be a crossover again with DC and Marvel. Maybe there'll be another type of movie crossover, so to speak, or something like that. And the answer is simply no. If a book that's already completed, Marvel and DC can agree upon reprinting it, even in this situation with the Perez family, this is never going to be anytime soon. Now, I do think this, if I'm maybe has a different cover right for this printing, maybe.
Well, it's going to be a reprint. I don't think they actually talk about what the reprint is, but there was Marie Javins actually shared a photo of George Perez being amazed at the cover that is going to be used for this version. Back to the whole 7,000 though. From what I understand, the order system right now says this book will be available next month in March, and retailers are having to submit their orders repeatedly, hoping that maybe one out of a few hundred orders they submit will be accepted. I'm hearing from some retailers saying that, yeah, they haven't been able to snag a single copy at all at this point in time. So money's on the fact that it probably will go onto eBay on the day it releases, and people will just jack the price up, which is quite tragic.
Right. This will be something that probably goes at least double the price, if not more, maybe 3 times the price. And that's unfortunate because honestly, I think this piece of work should be on the market. I do think the Perez family should be able to benefit from the reproductions of this book. And, you know, it's a very tragic story all around, especially with just the measures of getting this reprinted. You know, the silver lining in this is it is going to a Heroes Initiative. So 7,000 is just a really bad look all around. 7,000 copies would probably equal out to be, after subtracting cost and print, maybe $140,000 going to the Hero Initiative. And the Hero Initiative is actually there to benefit comic creators that mostly are out of work, or maybe they have health issues or whatever. And it's sad that only 7,000 are being printed for the Heroes Initiative, but it's also very tragic that the book isn't just out there in print to benefit the family, the Perez family, after he passes, with the royalties from the book. This is all around kind of a tragic story. It has a silver lining, though, I guess, in the fact that some creators that take part in the benefits of the Hero Initiative will maybe, have $140,000 to cut up amongst themselves. So anyways, guys, if you can, please leave us a comment down below, hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and we will catch you guys again with another video.